Hello millionaires, think about this. In your entire lifetime, how much money has gone through your hands? Let me explain to you what I mean by this. Maybe you made $73,000 last year as a 28-year-old. Or you got your first check at the age of 14 for $100. And everything up from that first check until today, you'll come up with a number. It could be $493,000, $1.9 million, $6.3 million, $10 million, doesn't matter. Depending on who is reading this, it really doesn't matter. The question is how much is left in your wallet right now, right at this precise moment. Truly, how much is it? How much is this? How much is in your wallet? Not your credit card limit, but how much savings do you have left? If you are unhappy with the answer, the reason is very simple. It's because you don't know how to play the money game. It is as simple as that. So in this video, I get into the 10 rules of money. This video is inspired by a video on valuetainment that's named 20 Rules of Money. These are rules of money that I have followed. They are based on a lot of mistakes I've made because there was a point in my life where I made a lot of money. Let me tell you, a lot of money. There was nothing left in my pocket. So what I'm telling you is based on my true experience. Rule number 1 is the most important one. It is the one you have to buy into immediately. It is very simple. You may want to fight it, but regardless of what you do, it's a rule. And the rule is that money is a game. The great thing about any game is that no matter what game you play, you eventually get good at it. If I've never played chess and you have played 100 times, you are probably going to beat me. If I've played Monopoly 1,000 times and you've played it 3 times, I'm probably going to beat you. So the great thing about the money game is that it can be learned. That's rule number 1. Next, don't be a hater of money. If you hate money, you'll never get money. Why? Because money doesn't like haters. Simply like that. If you constantly say things like money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are this, rich people are that, money responds by saying you are right. It's almost like if you go on a date with an attractive girl and tell her you don't like attractive girls that don't know a lot about philosophy and say that all they care about is their looks, doing makeup, and working out. The girl's response is, dude, I put on makeup and I work out every day to stay in shape, but I also like other things in my life. But you know what? You are right. You are not attracted to me and I don't like you. She then goes and finds another guy that says something like, I like a girl that takes care of her body and skin and puts on makeup, like a girl that works out 5 days a week. She's attracted to that guy. So keep that part in mind and don't be a hater of money. Number 3 of the rules of money is that money is a doubles game. Listen, you could stop reading right now as long as you understand this. The entire game of money is about doubling your money. What do I mean by double your money? Let me explain it to you this way. If you have $1,000 cash in your bank account, you are 10 doubles away from having $1 million. You are 5 doubles away from $32,000 and 13 doubles away from having $8.192 million. How soon can you double your money? That's it. It's a doubles game. Can you take that $1,000 and double it to $2,000 the next year? Now that is $2,000. You are 9 steps away from $1 million. If you already have $100,000 in your bank account, and you are only 3 to 4 doubles away from $1 million. Building wealth is a piece of cake when you understand the doubles game. Doubles game is all about risk tolerance and horizon. Now that you have the basic concept, the question comes down to 2 things. Your risk tolerance and your horizon. Your risk tolerance depends on your age. If you are 65, your risk tolerance is lower than if you are 22. Horizon has to do with time. What is your time horizon? The time horizon could be, I want to have $1 million by 10 years from now. Great. If you want to have $1 million by 10 years from now, first start with what do you have right now? Then you play the doubles game. For instance, if you have $17,000, you'd ask how many doubles do you need to get to $1 million. From there, you can determine a time goal for each of the doubles to meet your goal within 10 years. It's a simple game really, as long as you know the amount you have, the amount you want, your risk tolerance, as well as your time horizon. So start playing your doubles game. Let me explain you about seduction. The number 4th rule on our list of rules of money. Money likes to be seduced. Money is attracted to seducers. Just like a woman doesn't like a desperate man, Money doesn't like desperate people. Money is not attracted to desperate people that want it so bad just because they want to show it off to everybody and they don't want to work for it, they just want to waste it. No, no, you need to seduce money. When you do, all of a sudden money will say things like, ooh, I like this guy, ooh, I like this girl, oh my gosh, I'm so turned on by you. Yeah, money talks. Don't let money seduce you. You seduce money. Once you learn the seduction game with money, all of a sudden money starts coming in from all over the place to you. You can even grab it. That's how much money will come to you once you learn how to seduce it. Because money is turned on by people that know exactly what they are doing. By the way, the more you learn to seduce money, you'll get better at this game as well. Timing. Number 5 is timing. We are not talking timing like this is the best time to invest into S&P 500 or this is the best time to invest into real estate because of this whole coronavirus thing. We are not talking about that timing. The timing we are talking about, just so you have an idea, there was a time when logically we had to cut down in our media company and I had to get rid of some employees. Logically. I had to cut down, but I knew what we were getting ready to do, and so I decided to double down and expand our brand, reach to new areas. Therefore came the creation of the Millionaires Club YouTube channel and Instagram page. Instead of cutting down, we doubled down because we felt the timing was there with the lockdown being announced and more people staying at home. So far, it has compensated so much as we count almost 1.2k followers on IG and we are growing on YouTube every day. By the way, if you are not part of our IG following base, just go there. We post daily content, motivational and educational, so you can get closer and closer to reach your $1 million goal and become a millionaire, part of the Millionaires Club. Number 6 of the rules of money is boredom. Kinda weird, right? Let me explain what boredom means. Money needs to be moved, okay? Again, if a girl is bored of you, she leaves you because you are too boring. The same is true for men. When people get bored, they leave, and money doesn't like to be bored. What I do mean? If money stays in a checking account, the money goes to somebody that knows how to use it. Money doesn't like to stay somewhere where it's not working. So it goes to someone else that knows what to do with money. So you have to make sure that money is always moving for you, working for you, and doing something to create even more money for you. Make your money work for you. Don't let it be bored in your checking account. The next rule of money is to have a secret account. You always have to have a secret account. What's a secret account? It's an account no one else, including your spouse, parents, best friend, dog, siblings, I know, the cat, the bird, no one knows about. A secret account is a crisis account. It could be cash. It's an account that's sitting somewhere that no one else knows about. You know, you may say, but guys at Millionaires Club, you talked about boredom, but this is a completely different story. You have to have a crisis account that's not your emergency fund. A secret account is what saved my business here on the Millionaires Club when we were going through difficulty times. The company's checking account went down to $13,000. I had payroll, commissions, and everything to pay out. The crisis account that I had is what saved us. No one knew about it. That money showed up, I put it back into the business, and we lasted through the tough times. So you always need to have a secret crisis. So you always need to have a secret crisis account. Don't forget, put some money aside beside your emergency fund. Let's do it. The next rule is don't pay to fly first class. That's kind of random. That's so specific. Not everyone flies first class, but let me explain to you. Don't pay to fly first class until you have 10 million in your bank. Because it's so tempting when you can't reach something for so long, your first opportunity, you go and you waste money on that $2,000 flight. I see so many people spending $2,000 in a flight when they can spend 400. Listen, I know people that are 6'4" and weigh 240 pounds, and do you know how many times they have paid to fly first class? Entrepreneurs that I know, zero. I don't pay for first class. Even flown first class many times because I have miles, or people pay for my flight, but I don't pay for first class myself. Why is that? It's because I did the math. Obviously, I could afford it to do it, no problem. But here's how I did the math. If I pay $2,000 for a first class flight and I can get on the same flight for $500, that's 1.5k more I'm paying for the flight. If I fly 9 times a month, that's 13.5k monthly difference. Do you know what I can do with 13.5k? That's about 4 of my employees, or a marketing expansion, or any other expansion in my company. I could invest into more videos for you guys. Over a year, it's about $162,000 that I would waste if I would fly first class. Why would I waste that money? I don't know. That's an executive I could bring in, or 2 incredible employees, so I don't pay for first class. Once you have 10 million in the bank and you want to do it, great. At that point, you may want to buy a private jet, but don't pay for first class until you get to that point first. 9. End of the world mentality. The next of the rules of money is end of the world mentality, or scarcity mentality. Listen, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Dave Ramsey and others, they are all paid to sell a crisis. Why? Because you have to be ready for a crisis. So a lot of times people are fearful and think it's the end of the world. For example, in 2008 when the market crisis took place, or in 2020 when the COVID crisis took place, everybody started pulling their money out. At the time, the Dow Jones was down 6,000 points. It's at 21,000 points today. Imagine if you left the money in, how much compounding money was lost simply because people thought it was the end of the world. You have to learn to manage the times when 90% of the world thinks it's the end of the world. You have to be ready for those times. So how do you do that? Let me explain to you. I was part of the community that said it's always the end of the world. Then I realized, how do you become wealthy during those times? In the times when people say it's the end of the world, do you know who wins? The ones that have cash. That's why it is so important to have cash set aside. I'm not talking boredom money. I'm talking about having cash set aside so that when it's the end of the world, you can buy stuff. It's like a big ass Black Friday. You can just buy everything at a discount price and make so much money, because the world is not gonna end during your lifetime, and that's a for sure. And crisis makes some people very wealthy. It's the reality. We have seen it times and times and times again. Every time crisis happens, a lot of people become wealthy. Why? Because everything's on sale. When there is a crisis, people sell exotics because they can no longer afford them. People sell artwork at 1/5 of the price and homes at half price of the market. All kinds of things are for sale when there is an end of the world type of mentality. So it's important to have a strategy for this time. Some say the markets will tank again in the next 2 or 3 years. I don't think so, but I believe in the next 1 or 2 months we can see another crash due to real estate market going down. So it's important to be prepared. Even if they only tank in the next 20 years, you have to be ready for it, because there will be opportunities, and if you are prepared, you can take advantage of them and become super rich if you are prepared for it. Number 10, and the final rule I'm going to talk about on this video. If you want more rules, the next 10 ones, go visit the Valuetainment video, and there Patrick Bet David will explain you everything in detail by his own words. Next, study your politicians, especially your president. Here is why. You have to know the philosophies and what the politicians in your nation and local community are going to do. For example, if their philosophy is to do heavy duty taxing, you need to adjust accordingly. If their philosophy is to cut down taxes, you need to adjust accordingly. Start a business. Taxes are being cut, so go make your millions of dollars in the next 4 years. And if it's 8 years, go make your money. Adjust. Everything's about adjustment. But you have to know the philosophies of your politicians and adjust accordingly. And that's it for this video, millionaire. Hope you learned something out of this video. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. It's very important to us, really help us keep growing. This video was inspired by a video on Valuetainment's channel, to which we'll leave a link in the description. Also, for more daily content, follow us on Instagram, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye.